Hello, students, and welcome back to the math session. In today's session, we are going to see the theorem of touching circles from our chapter number 3 of geometry, that is circles. So, before going towards the theorem, first let's see what are the touching circles. If two circles in the same plane intersect with a line in the plane in only one point, okay, again I highlight the words only in one point, then they are said to be the touching circles and the line will be their common tangent. The common point will be considered as the point of contact of the line, that is the tangent with the circles. Now, firstly, let's see what is the difference between the intersecting circles and the touching circles. In the first figure, we are able to see the circles are touching each other at two different points. One is this, and here we have the another one. So these two will be termed as the intersecting circles. Why? Because they are touching each other in more than one point. So they will be termed as the intersecting circles. But that only if you go towards the figure number 2 and 3. If you see, the two circles are touching into a single point, okay, and through that single point, if we draw a line, that line will be considered as a tangent to both these circles. This line will be considered as a tangent to both these circles, and if you observe it clearly, both the circles touch each other at a single point, and a line drawn from that point will act as a tangent to both the circles. Now, from the figure, it is very clear that these two are the externally touching circles. Now, if we move towards the figure number 3, here we have two internally touching circles. Why internally? Why? Because one circle lies within the another circle and they touch each other in a single point, and if we draw a line commonly which is passing through their touching point, that line will again act as a tangent to both the circles. That is, the line will be a common tangent to both the circles. Now, what we are going to remember regarding the touching circles touch each other at a single point, and a line drawn through that single point is going to act as a common tangent to both the circles. Now, let's see precisely what are the types of circles. As we saw in the figure, the touching circles are mainly categorized into two types: externally touching circles and internally touching circles. So let's first see what are the externally touching circles. Here in the figure, we are able to see the two circles with center R and S touch each other externally at a common point T, and a line L which is passing through that common point T will be a tangent, or I must say a common tangent to both the circles. Okay, so now these are the externally touching circles, single point touching, and the line through it is a common tangent. Now there comes a new concept. Suppose if you want to find the distance between the two centers of the circles who are touching each other externally, then how to find it? Now it's a common sense. Like suppose the bigger circle is having a radius r1, and the smaller circle, we let's consider it to have a radius r2. Okay, then if you want to find the distance between the two centers, that is, you want to find the distance rs, then what can be the distance? Definitely, children, it will be like addition of the two radius. Okay, that is, you have to take the sum of the two radius, that is r1 plus r2. Then what you are going to keep in mind, that whenever you want to find the distance between the centers of two externally touching circles, you have to take the sum of the two radius. Then let's move towards the internally touching circles. Now in the figure, we have two circles with center N and center M. Okay. Now if we want to comment about it, the two circles with the center N and M are touching each other at a common point K. And if we draw a line P which is passing through this point K, it will be a tangent to both the circles, that is to the circle with center N as well as to the circle with center M. Now again, here if I tell you people to find the distance between the two centers, that is MN, okay, you are interested in this distance, that is you want to find the distance between MN, then what we are going to do? Children, likewise, in the case when of the externally touching circles, what did we do was, like we added. Now here what we are going to do, let's consider the radius of the outer circle, that is K, to be R1, okay, and let's consider the radius of the inner circle, that is the smaller circle, that is Kn, that I will consider as R2. Then definitely by using a common sense, the distance between Mn is going to be, distance Mn will be the radius of the bigger circle minus radius of the smaller circle. So whenever we want to find the distance between two internally touching circles, we are going to take the difference between the two circles radii, that is bigger circles radii minus the smaller circles radii, okay. So this was regarding the radius or the distance between the centers of the two internally touching circles. Then let's see what is the theorem of touching circles. Now firstly, we will go through the statement, we will understand it, and then we will move towards the proof. If two circles touch each other means they have to touch each other in a single point. Their point of contact, the single point of contact, lies on the line joining their centers. Okay. So as like what we have to prove is, the point of contact will be on the line which is joining their centers. Let's see this with the help of a figure. Now here we have taken both the cases. First case is of the externally touching circles and the second case is of the internally touching circles. Now in both the cases we have taken the centers of the circle as A and B, and the point of contact is C, as well as the common tangent in both the cases is L. Now children, what is the given thing that I have mentioned, that circles are having the centers A and B, point of contact is C, and line L is the common tangent which is passing through point C. That we are going to write into the given things. Then let's move towards to prove. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove that the point of contact, that is this point C, is lying on the line which joins the two centers. Okay, like see here already in the figure we are able to see that who is the line which is joining the two centers A and B? It is segment AB, and of course we are able to see from the figure that point C is lying on segment AB, and same is the case here. If we draw point A or segment which is joining points A, B, C, we are of course able to see that point C lies on the segment which is connecting the two centers. Okay, we have to prove that points A, B, C are collinear, that is they lie on the single line. Now this was regarding the given and to prove. Now let's move towards the proof. Now firstly children, whenever you draw, now your point AC and BC are the radius, okay, which are drawn to the point of contact of the tangent. So according to the tangent theorem, what we are going to have, that AC is perpendicular to line L as well as BC is going to be perpendicular to line L. Okay, here we have written it. AC is perpendicular to line L as well as BC is going to be perpendicular to line L. This we have got from the tangent theorem, and same is going to be here. Children, if we draw the radius of the smaller circle to the common point C, it is going to be perpendicular, And if you extend this, okay, if we take the radius of the bigger circle to the common point C, and if you draw a radius at the common point C, then again that is going to make an angle of 90 degree with the tangent. This is because of the tangent theorem. Okay, now see, to any point C, suppose here we have a line and this is your point C. To draw an perpendicular line to the point C, there can be only one line which can make an angle of 90 degree. If you want to draw any line which is perpendicular to C, it will be overlapping the same line. If you want to change the location, if it goes in this way or this way, it will not be 90 degree. There will be an variation into the angle. So there can be only one perpendicular to the point C, and that's why, see, through C only one perpendicular line to line L can be drawn. Okay, there can be only one line which can be perpendicular to a single point. Okay, therefore what we can prove, that the points C, A and B are collinear. Okay, so that's what we were supposed to prove, that if there is one point of contact, there will be only one line which can be perpendicular to it. Okay, so therefore there are no chances that you can draw any other line perpendicular at point C. Hence it is proved that points A, B and C are collinear. Okay, so this was up to now. Now these three properties we will sum up. Now let's sum up, like exactly what did we learn, okay, throughout the session. The point of contact of the touching circle lies on the line joining their centers. Okay, this is the theorem of touching circle. This is the statement of theorem of touching circles. Okay, so next is, if the circles touch each other externally, then the distance between their centers will be equal to sum of their radii. Okay, and if the two circles are touching each other internally, then the distance between the centers will be the difference of their radii. Okay, so these 3 points we are going to consider when we will be solving the next practice set. I hope everyone has understood today's session. If there is any query or any suggestion, you can drop it into the comment section and surely we will work on it. And if you have loved today's session, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe your own YouTube channel, that is Your Rhythm Nexus. Thank you.